Hello, and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are looking at AMC once again, and I hope you watched my previous video because this is a trash situation to be in. You have gone from being a possible trader to a full long investor because right now AMC, and I bless all of you long-term shareholders, all of you holders, all of the people who have still got money in these shares, that you feel no pain emotionally, physically, financially, whatever it is. Because when I'm looking at this right now, what I'm seeing in AMC, we have dropped just today down 23%. Do you realize no matter what, we were down 35% on the 14th. We are now down 23%. Yes, the price did rise to a certain extent on that one day when it was down 35%, went from 339 all the way back up to 409. But we are even further below now. Now we're at $3.12. The type of moves that we're seeing in AMC are indicative of something that is not going to exist. And I say that with all love for the company. I don't mean that in any sense of how the company is actually going to operate, but they're in a situation where they're probably going to get delisted if they continue to fall here. Because when we look, the price is now back still below its 5-day moving average. The 5-day moving average is below its 23-day moving average. Today we saw 112 million shares traded. You realize that the fear that you have, that if you look in the past 10 days or so, the only time that you've seen 100 million plus shares traded is when the price has either fallen 35% or 23%. It is now negative on the 1-day, 5-day, 15-day, 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month, and has been consistently since the 14th of August. We now officially have no longer these go long signals here. We now officially have a go short on the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. We are not fully bearish when it comes to the trend indicator, but we're going to get a bearish in the short term. We're definitely going to get a bearish in the intermediate term, probably by the end of the week. And I don't doubt that if we keep this type of price action moving, we get a bearish in the longer term coming by the end of next week. Now, we looked at the rolling sentiment overall. We can see the falling bear here. This is one of those situations where you would expect a rising bull only because you saw that it gapped down. When you have a move that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 standard deviations in terms of the probabilistic outcome, and it happens, that just takes a while for indicators to catch up. Now you're finally seeing that the rising bull is being overridden. The falling bear is coming back. Things are not looking good in AMC. We're going to look at the AMC trading signals. What we see is that we've got a falling peak that gave us on the 18th. Coming falling bear ever since that epic fall on the 14th. We're going to go ahead and look at the charts. Again, just yuck. There's nothing but ugly here. This is what is an ugly day of just bleeding. Look at the weekly for AMC. I have no positive things to say about this, and not because I don't like the company, because I don't like the stock. The way the market is treating the stock is like it's not even a good place to go watch movies. And I personally like to watch movies at AMC's. They're really nice theaters. Now, when we look at the daily sentiment indicator, it is fascinating to see that we've essentially flatlined. We've stalled here around 55%. But again, I think that has a lot to do with just the type of moves that we will expect to see coming soon. In terms of, you see on the 14th, it was at 61%. And then within a couple of days, now we're at 56%. I suspect that we're going to go back down somewhere around this 45 to 40%. I just don't think this is sustainable to stay above 50% bullishness. We can see, again, the volume is really breaking out when the price is breaking down. That is incredibly negative. We're going to go ahead and look at the volatility. The volatility is acting incredibly odd. It's actually reset that quickly. Like, it went from being at, on the 14th, it was at 2.5, down to a reset on the 18th at 0.7, and now it is rising again. And the correlation is now reset. So the correlation is probably going to break down. And the volatility is going to continue to break out. So that would be really just a terrible situation. You're seeing the volatility expand where the range is breaking out. So you see how the range got really tight here? That's because the volatility was getting really small. The volatility got really small. It was falling here at the end of January, at the end of July. It got really low down to 0.3. So therefore, your range got really tight. Now that the volatility is breaking out again, you see these odd moves where it kind of expanded, then it fell, then it expanded again. This is it's just an uncomfortable situation for what you're looking at AMC. Ultra fast, the daily, whatever it is. There's just too much conflicting information here for you to be able to make a smart decision, long or short, in AMC right now. So you just want to default to just staying out and being in cash. That's my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. It's just the way that I see the market. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We give you 25 stocks breaking out to your inbox every single Sunday. 25 stocks that are stocks in between $5 and $20 hitting new highs. Stocks in between stocks above $20 hitting out and breaking to all-time highs or 52-week highs. There's just a good list of stocks to pay attention to. I'll see what you got to say in the comments below. I'll talk to you soon.